Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Bishop Darrell Watkins, and let's queer up faith. LGBTQ plus pilgrims make historic Jubilee walk at the Vatican. For the first time in Catholic Church history, out LGBTQ pilgrims have taken part in an official Vatican Jubilee event. More than 1,300 LGBTQ plus people and their families crossed through the holy door of St. Peter's Basilica. They carried a rainbow crucifix and wore shirts marked with rainbow hearts, signaling a milestone moment of visibility and acceptance. The event marked the first time a queer pilgrimage has been included in the Church's official Jubilee calendar. During Mass, Monsignor Francesco Savino, Bishop of Cassano al Jonio and Vice President of the Italian Episcopal Conference, addressed the gathering. He said, quote, "It is necessary to get rid of prejudices. No one must feel excluded. I insist no one should feel excluded," end quote. The Jubilee, celebrated every 25 years, is a season of pardon and renewal. Pilgrims who travel to Rome pass through the Basilica doors opened only during these years. This walk through the holy door symbolized reconciliation and transformation, now for the first time, including LGBTQ plus faithful. The pilgrimage was organized by Tenda di Gionata, an Italian association for LGBTQ plus Christians and their families. When their event was first placed on the Jubilee calendar, organizers called it, quote, "a unique opportunity to stand united and bear witness to the beauty of a church that embraces everyone without exclusion," end quote. Francis DeBernardo, executive director of New Ways Ministry, told the National Catholic Reporter, quote, "Not only are LGBTQ people marching and walking to say that they're part of the church, but official church institutions are welcoming them and helping them to tell their stories," end quote. For LGBTQ plus Catholics worldwide, this pilgrimage signals a door not only opened in Rome, but also in faith communities around the globe. Mm-hmm. I'm going to behave. Usually I'm the one that says, "Oh, that's good, but," or "that's good, but it's not enough," or "that's good, but it's about 100 years too late," or. This really is just good. Right. This is people being welcomed, people being celebrated, people being included, people saying out loud that we want inclusion without exceptions, without exclusions. Now, there are other voices saying the exact opposite, right, but that these positive voices are being lifted up, are being heard. I'll get excited when they're offering marriage equality, but this is still pretty far ahead of anything in my lifetime in the Roman Catholic Church. And so
10 years ago, you would never have seen this happen.
So this is at least kind. This is at least opens up some conversation, mm-hmm. and to say, you know who we are, and we're here, and we get to come through these doors and be part of it. That's symbolically very, very important. Hopefully it leads to more substantive things, but it's symbolically huge, mm-hmm. and a big step forward. So I'm just going to be the good guy this one time on this and say, well done, keep it up.
Yeah, I think that one of the most important things about this is the visibility.
Yeah.
And it makes a statement when the Catholic Church talks about this kind of thing, mm-hmm. and that leaders in the Catholic Church are making statements that we want everybody. We don't want to exclude anybody. And I do think with this new Pope, we are seeing a little bit more openness. And I think as time goes by, it's 100 years too late. I mean, there always should have been more inclusion. But I am always the hopeful one.
Yeah,
I'm the hopeful one, and I give people credit for evolving.
There's that.
I think that if someone has an opinion, they're presented with information, they meet people, they learn things they didn't know, and then they change their mind. I'm not going to call them a flip-flopper. I'm going to call them enlightened.
Flip. If you're on the wrong side, please flip.
It's evolving. If you have a stance and you learn about it and find out that your stance isn't really the right stance, change it.
Grow. Yeah.
And I think we're seeing a lot of that here. You know, not only with the Catholic Church, but some other churches as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a staunch Catholic, and the Catholic Church was part of my staying in the closet. You know, being Hispanic and Catholic and military, and like I was so far in the closet. And this warms my heart just to know that there's at least, you know, 8 years ago, before I officially came out, I would have never thought this day would ever come.
Right.
And now you have Catholic and LGBT and rainbows and shirts and the physical mecca of the Catholic Church, if you would.
A rainbow cross going into the chapel.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the symbolisms all on one screen. Yes, very late, very late, but it's happening.
And it's a continuation of the previous pontificate too.
Right.
The just a few years ago, Happening Out Television Network they were doing a travel thing. We were in Italy, and I actually got to celebrate the Eucharist at a Roman Catholic altar. In fact, I've now done it a couple times with another Happening Out, but in Austria and Italy, but at the in the catacombs. And it was approved by the Vatican. There were people who worked for the church who actually welcomed us, set the altar for us. This would have never happened before Francis. And so we were afraid that, okay, when Francis goes, it's going to be... So apparently, he set a tone that is still in motion. And that is actually very exciting. Yeah. That if you can get 2 in a row, you know, that's real possibilities.
And
that's real welcome.
That's the movement.
Real change. Yeah.
I think that's the movement, because so many people worldwide are leaving the church. Why are they leaving the church? Because they don't feel welcomed,
seen,
included. So
this is, if nothing else, a big step in the right direction. And that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing to and sharing Queer News Tonight.